All right. I think we're live, hopefully. I'm here with Rick Ossendrijver. Ossendrijver. Rick, I'm going to say your name wrong. I'm sorry. We're going to talk, well, we are here at JCON in Cologne for a Java conference, and we're going to talk about Error Prone and some other Java productivity things. So welcome, Rick. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself as we start here?
Well, my name is Rick Ossendrijver. I work at a company called Picnic, based in the Netherlands. It's an online supermarket, and I'm a software engineer there.
Awesome. And you mentioned you worked on, you do a lot of things at the what was the name of the company?
Picnic.
Exactly. So you help manage a lot of infrastructure and libraries and a lot of shared services there?
Exactly, a lot related to the Java platform team, where we maintain a lot of tools and shared libraries that can be used by all the different teams.
Very cool. Awesome. So for those not familiar with Error Prone, and I think I've read the Error Prone brief kind of website a couple times in the past few years, but I've never used it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Error Prone, what it is, why you'd use it, and then we can kind of go from there.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, Error Prone is a static analysis tool for Java. It can not only find and detect bugs in your code base, it can also automatically fix them for you. So you don't need to do any manual actions there. And on top of that, you can also write your own rules. And they created a templating DSL, domain-specific language, on top of that to make it very easy to specify refactoring rules that you then can apply on your code base to automatically fix simple code style issues, do some simple migrations for you, or find bugs and fix them for you.
All right, so I was going to ask her, why is that better than any other static analysis tool, but the fix them for you thing was I guess that's the answer, right?
Exactly.
That's a good selling point. So that makes me want to try it even more now. So cool. So you also had a talk about Open Rewrite. So those kind of two things seem like they're in very similar spaces to help you migrate code or move your code forward or get rid of things. So is that would you agree with that?
Yeah, well, so I did a workshop together with Tim de Beek from Modern, who works on Open Rewrite. And what we wanted to do is, because we have this shared passion for automating code improvements and static analysis tools, we wanted to give two different point of views on how we approach that. So fixing the code style, simple bugs, but also performing larger migrations, and give some hands-on experience on how people can do that. So Open Rewrite is more for the larger migrations, for example, Spring Boot 2 to Spring Boot 3 migration. We also use that within Picnic. But you run that more as a one-off thing, and then every 2, 3, 4 weeks you can run this and see what kind of improvements it finds in your code base. But Error Prone is slightly different. It's the idea that it runs as part of your build, because it's a compiler plugin. So every time you, for example, do a Maven clean install, it will also run Error Prone and do the analysis.
That's very cool. All right, so you run it as part of your normal build. It fixes things for you. That fixes things for you. I feel like I'm going to get stuck on that. That's great, right? I don't know. You just mentioned your large builds. You use Open Rewrite, everyday work. You use Error Prone. So what other techniques do you think are helpful to our general audience here for any kind of, let's say, management of moving things forward, right? So there's a lot of talks about, using different, moving forward to JVMs, moving forward from Spring. Do you have any general advice you want to give?
General advice, that's a bit
that's a loaded question, right? You can go anywhere you want with that.
More maybe on the topic of being able to adapt quickly and
Sure.
allow teams to be very productive and not have to focus on the simple repetitive tasks, but more make them focus on implementing actual business features. I think we leverage a lot of tools on automation. So for example, we mentioned Open Rewrite and Error Prone, but there are also many other tools that we provide. So by creating shared libraries that everyone in the company can use. So they only have to import a specific config, and as a result, they can connect to databases, get consistent logging across all the different repositories that we have. And there are 40 of these libraries that we provide in order that all the different teams don't need to reinvent the wheel, but just simply import them, use them, and as a result of that, they can focus on the things that are also important, implementing business features. And as a result, because of all this standardization that we provide, we are able to move quite quickly as a company.
It's pretty great. So you don't get bogged down so much in the toil, so to speak, right? You can focus on what you like, and I assume that makes the developers a little happier. All of the developers at Picnic,
exactly,
because they don't have to deal with a lot of these frustrations either.
About every month they get like an upgrade where we provide some new tooling or some new checks, and then as a result they just run a simple script and they get all these improvements out of the box.
Oh, really? Monthly?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So how much time does it take, say, your team to I bet it takes about a month. How long does it take to, say, I don't know, if you're updating, say, Spring Boot? Spring Boot 2 to 3 is probably, a bit different, but I don't know, maybe minor versions of things.
Well, I can tell you something about the Spring Boot migration because we also did that one. So, for example, we used, amongst other things, Open Rewrite for that. And as a Java platform team, we looked at, okay, what are all the things that we need to take into account to perform this migration? But we had a really consistent and high quality code base, which allows us to look at all the different repositories. Okay, what if we run the migration script? What are the things left that we need to migrate manually? Can we automate that? And we made like a nice setup for that. And then we performed, as a team of 5 people, we performed the migration for the whole company. So we migrated in 70 different repositories, over 3 million lines of code, with only 5 people. So what the other teams did, they just opened their GitHub and they saw a pull request from us saying, hey, we migrated from Spring Boot 2 to 3. Of course, you still need to take a look and make sure that everything is valid because we don't know all the specific contexts and domains. But still, we were able to do this.
Wow, so a team of 5. And how long, what was the total time frame?
With quite some preparation, of course, and finding out the specifics. In the end, we were able to do this migration in roughly 3 weeks.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, that was quite a cool achievement.
That's a pat on the back right there, right? Yeah. I'd like to know if there's anybody else out there that can beat that, right? 70 repos?
70 plus,
5 people, 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Nice. All with PRs.
A lot of PRs.
That's yeah, for sure, right? All right. So, is there anything else you would like to tell the crowd? Do you have anything you'd like to push people towards? Any resources you want to send them to?
Well, if your company is not using Error Prone, I would strongly suggest you to do so. We also open source a repository called Error Prone Support, which has some nice things around that. And we also use that heavily internally. We made a lot of nice modules there that makes it a lot easier to use and provides a lot of rules that you can apply on your code base. And yeah, if you integrate it, you get a lot of code improvements for free. So I would say it's a no-brainer.
Awesome. So on GitHub, I assume?
Yes, Picnic Supermarket / Error Prone Support.
Awesome. Great. Well, definitely go check out that. And Rick, thanks for being here and chatting with us at JCON. And we'll see you soon here.
No problem.
Bye, everyone.